Who your boy? Bone question. So I'm outside of the club and he think I'm a ball. So I go to my heaven, Jerry, and pop the trunk. I told him, I ain't never scared. 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 Let the chopper go. To your melon, when the plasma is oozing out of your cerebellum. Now you're swelling. We ain't talking hardcore, now it's ya. Little, that ain't running scared of bigger niggas. Cause I put the heat to his heel bigger. Have on that brain and own some of that. Getting thirsty, I need some of the drink. I'm outside of the club and he think I'm a ball. So I go to my heaven, Jerry, and pop the trunk.
I told him, I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared.
Knock the apple off any bone with a hollow heat seeker. Red Cross. The mic, she take blood by the leader. I'll never leave her. My vicious fixin' on liquor, send that to the guard quicker. No matter your religion, you Muslim, Hebrew, or Christian. She indiscriminate with punishment. She send them missing. My gun's my favorite. And she got permanent PMS, so she stay safe.
And you think I'm a punk?
So I go to my heaven, Jerry, and
Pop the trunk. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. Just don't kiss no ass to take. And I'm a grown man. Find you somebody to play with. If you don't like me when you see me, better not say. I choke it. Not like Dre did that. You better tell these they ain't with no record. I'm a bankhead. I'll take your cookie.
So don't make it be a new situation. I had your partner down. I see you with patient. Like, hope for the best, but I don't think he gon' make it. Not the way he was shivering and shaking on the pavement. I tell you what, if you make it, call him grace, cause he amazing. Find out these verses when the only thing blazing. Just when you thought that I was done, I was saving the best for last. Kiss my smile like Delary. They my fault, especially just let them be. Cause I do this pretend confessions and never see.
Cause I'm outside of the club and you think I'm a...
So I go to my heaven, Jerry, and
Pop the trunk. I told them, I ain't never scared. Yes. Hey, boos. Hey, everybody. This is your girl, Creole Butterfly, Libra Butterfly, Coco 929, coming to you from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast. The horses are beautiful and the women are fast. It just really depends on what you like. I want to say happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy quinceañera, happy bar mitzvah to Lottie Dottie and every darn body under the sound of my voice, okay? You know I'm about for the what? The smooches. So, you get a smooch, you get a smooch. Everybody gets a darn blasted smooch. All right. What's up, Shower King? Hey. What's up, Lady Sparkle? What's up, booze? All right, y'all. We're going to get into the dang things of the things, okay? How y'all been doing today? I hope y'all been doing very, very, very well. So, let's go here. Harvard has made the news yet again. Okay. Harvard. Let's see. I will put that in my title. I think I forgot to put this in my title, but hold on. Let's bring it up on the main screen. I love that song. That's what I wanted my entry to be. I wanted it to start off with Bone Crusher. Attention! I love it. Oh my goodness. I love it. Can't nobody do it though. I'm gonna have to ask, what is his name? Oh, Buddy Lee. I think Buddy Lee will probably be able to create my entry the way I want it because I got to have that attention. I don't know why that right there it does me. It does me. And then that beat, you know. But anyway, y'all know I'm a beat girl, so hey, whatever. It says Howard University will relinquish 175-year-old photographs believed to be the earliest taken of enslaved people to a South Carolina museum devoted to African American history as part of a settlement with a woman who says she is one of the subject's descendants. Okay, so shout out to Harvard yet again, making a statement. Okay, making a statement that it's okay to be black. Okay, it's okay to be in business with black people. You know, I'm just saying, IJS. Okay, so let's get this in the way. What do y'all think about that? 175-year-old photograph, though. That's wow, wow, and one of the first. Wow, you know, a lot of things have been out here. Um, Give me one moment. I'm still here. I'm just waiting on the internet to act like it wants to act. The internet has not been interneting, okay? 5G should have stayed 3G because 5G sucks. I don't care what nobody say. 5G sucks. Okay? Hold on. And what's so funny is it just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. Now, before I got on here, everything worked because I went through to make sure everything worked. Everything worked. Of course, I come on and it wants to stall and act like, because, you know, of the subject matter that we're talking a freak about. Okay? Let me see. Hold on. I know y'all probably have seen this, but I want to bring this up for a reason, y'all. With everything that's going on, hold on. Let's see. Come the heck on. Okay, about time. Okay, so with everything that has been going on, you know, the one thing you do not want to do is have to fight your own people. You know what I'm saying? And okay, let's go back. Okay, hold on. I'm going to bring it up now. Here we go, right here. Here we go, right here. I had to go to somebody else's chat and get this because for some reason mine keeps stalling. Okay. I don't know if y'all heard this or not, but this man is going to tell his story briefly about because of his color, what his family did to him. Okay. Here we go.
I had an Aunt Bessie. That devil lived to be about 95 years old. I don't know why devils live a long time. The lady was a devil, man. Aunt Bessie didn't like dark-skinned kids. And my parents sent me to the family reunion. They didn't go. They sent me with my aunt and uncle. Nobody to fend for me. And Bessie had a field day with my little black behind. I was, as you can see, chocolate brother, so I was a chocolate kid, and growing up in Mississippi to a fair-skinned lady who hated dark-skinned children. And this stays with me because oftentimes people are like, oh my God, you're so handsome, so beautiful. And you're hearing it from me. I don't see what people see. I'm just being honest. I just don't. And here's why. I had one encounter after another that will cause mental and emotional pain that will scar you. So by the time I was 31, I felt like I lived to be 50 because it was just compounded pain. So we at the family reunion, house full of kids, everybody's eating pizza. I grabbed my pizza. Bessie said, "You're going to sit your black ass right out there with Penny. You can't eat in my house." I'm 8 years old. And I said, "Huh?" She said, "You cannot bring your black ass in my house. Sit out there with Penny." Penny was a dog. Penny was midnight black. I can still see the little boy today sitting on the step eating a piece, and nobody came and said, "Bessie, you're wrong."
Why is that, y'all? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how Blacks families allowed dysfunction to go on for generations. Even after we came out of slavery and Jim Crow, you still had family members that would not speak up in the defense of children that were being mistreated. Why is that? This is really, really crazy at this point that this woman was able to say this to a kid that he can't bring his black A in her house and he can't eat in her house because of the color of his skin. He was forced to eat with a dog and everybody else was in the house. You mean to tell me he was the only dark family member that was there and it was family reunion? He was the only dark family member there. Okay. Let's hear this again. Let's pay attention. Let's hear it again. Because I want to make sure that nobody is actually treating a child like this. Okay? Kids don't ask to come here. And then we wonder why some children have self-esteem issue or they grow up and they become adults and they're not no good in relationships and nothing else. All they think they're good for is what's between their legs. You know? So let's listen. Pay attention. This is trip. This I had to share this with you guys. I had to. Let's go.
I had an Aunt Bessie. That devil lived to be about 95 years old. I don't know why devils live a long time. The lady was a devil, man. Aunt Bessie didn't like dark-skinned kids. And my parents sent me to the family reunion. They didn't go. They sent me with my aunt and uncle. Nobody to fend for me.
Now let's stop right there. The parents didn't go, but they sent him. But they sent him with a representation, their aunt and uncle. And you mean to tell me the aunt and uncle didn't speak up and you in their custody? The aunt and uncle didn't protect this little kid? It's just all kind of weird to me. I think that maybe, believe it or not, the aunt and uncle believe the same thing that this older woman believed. Let's see. Let's go.
And Bessie had a field day with my little black behind. I was, as you can see, chocolate brother, so I was a chocolate kid. And growing up in Mississippi to a fair-skinned lady who hated dark-skinned children. And this stays with me because oftentimes people are like, "Oh my God, you're so handsome, so beautiful." And you're hearing it from me. I don't see what people see. I'm just being honest. I just don't. And here's why. I had one encounter after another that will cause mental and emotional pain that will scar you. So by the time I was 31, I felt like I lived to be 50 because it was just compounded pain. So we at the family reunion, house full of kids, everybody's eating pizza. I grabbed my pizza. Bessie said, "You're going to sit your black ass right out there with Penny. You can't eat in my house." I'm 8 years old. And I said, "Huh?" She said, you cannot bring your black ass in my house. Sit out there with Penny. Penny was a dog. Penny was midnight black. I can still see the little boy today sitting on the step eating a piece, and nobody came and said, Bessie, you're wrong.
And think about it. He said that she lived to be 90 something years old. Can you imagine what he dealt with even as a grown man? Like he said, he was 31 years old and felt 50. He felt like he had lived a lifetime. You know, why is it that we are so hard on the darker family members? And to me, it's a white state of mind. Shout out to my white sisters and brothers, but sometimes we, as Africans and Black people, okay, that is on a lighter shade. Sometimes, we feel like we're better, and that's why I always promote dark things like my uh pictures that be on Facebook. I'm not Facebook. My pictures that be on YouTube and everything. My avatars and stuff be very dark because I believe we are beautiful, and I'm of the darker shade. I'm not light skinned at all, and I just like the fact of promoting us. It's just awesome.com. All right. So next on the agenda is this note right here. I'm gonna go right here to this one. Okay, next on the agenda, let's get her in. We got some important stuff to talk about today. I hate when one of my ears feel like it's trying to close up. Okay, let's share. You ready? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I have been telling you guys to order certain to order certain herbs and just stock up on them, right? Because I told y'all that the 19 was never going anywhere. It was just going to rejuvenate. It was going to be like the flu, right? You always have a variant, always. It's not going anywhere. I'm going to play this one. I think this is the wrong one, but you probably need to know this too. So here we go.
Vaccine guidelines from Health Secretary Robert Kennedy, many doctors now raising concern. ABC's Perry Russum has those details. Good morning, Perry.
Lana, good morning to you. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has announced COVID vaccines are no longer recommended for healthy kids and pregnant women. It's a change being questioned by public health experts.
This morning, a significant change to CDC guidelines. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announcing they will no longer recommend routine COVID shots for some people.
I couldn't be more pleased to announce that as of today, the COVID vaccine for healthy children and healthy pregnant women has been removed from the CDC recommended immunization schedule.
Kennedy, a vaccine skeptic, was joined by the FDA commissioner.
There's no evidence healthy kids need it today, and most countries have stopped recommending it for children.
The shift in guidelines immediately questioned by public health officials.
Children and pregnant people are particularly vulnerable to COVID illness. COVID vaccine is safe and it's effective, and it's a much safer way to learn the immunity of COVID.
The leading OBGYN association responding warning, it is very clear that COVID-19 infection during pregnancy can be catastrophic. Medical experts say the new guidelines will remove a healthcare choice for families and could affect insurance coverage.
This decision was made without any input from the typical groups that provide guidance to the FDA around vaccination decision-making. And as far as I can recall, and I've been in practice over 30 years, that sort of process has not been undertaken before.
And Kennedy's announcement cut out a process where the CDC's independent advisors vote on any new or updated vaccine recommendations.
Did y'all hear that? Do you understand that? Okay. Now, before we go any further, let me pull up something else for you. And this is just, Okay. Here we go. I know some of y'all don't even look at stuff, so hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Y'all see that? A new COVID variant is sweeping through China. Here's what to know about NB.1.8.1. Okay. All right, here we go right here. It's already started. Let's go back. You know what? I hate that mouse now, man, because that mouse, I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay, here we go. So there is a new variant that's out. And remember, I've been trying to tell you guys that, again, it would never go away. It would always change. It would be like the flu. You would have variants and different degrees of it and everything. So I just wanted you all to make sure that you govern yourself accordingly and that you get the herbs that will help you fight and everything. Okay, give me one moment. I'm bringing up something else. Hold on, here it comes. Okay, this is okay. So my boo, I call her my boo, because she's so fiery like I used to be, and and because he's in the center of all the controversy, I want to show y'all something real quick. And shout out to her because I did get permission to share this with you guys. So here we go. Yeah, ready? Here we go, right here. Oh, shoot. Can we hear?
That you have. If that isn't dealt with, you're going to run into problems in more ways than one.
Thank you, Vicki. And
so let me address a couple of things that you said. One is, I don't think my job is to do what people want me to do. I've never believed that. If that's the kind of leader that people want, then they should not vote for me. I'm going to do what I think is right. And everything I do, everything I've done throughout my career has shown that. Nobody liked when I was talking about vaccines. The majority of people just did not want that. But I talk about it anyway. I'm going to do what I think is right. And I would point out to you that during the civil rights movement, that the Jews in this country, and particularly the leadership of the Jews, were at the forefront of that movement and were embraced by Martin Luther King, were embraced by the other leaders of the movement. 3 Jewish boys, Goodman, Schwerner, and Cheney, were killed in Mississippi. They died of that. Black Americans could, first the civil rights movement, many, many other Jews took great risks and suffered because of their sacrifices for the civil rights. What I propose are things that are actually going to help the Black community.
As Montague takes that seat, just and they switch questions, what are your thoughts on mass incarceration in the the overpopulation of profit in the prison.
I missed what he said. Hold on.
Bills together over an 8-year period doubled the number of Black Americans Black men in prison. And now we have this school to prison pipeline, which is
That's true.
Which is funneling 1 out of every 4 Black men into prison. And once they go to prison and get out, they're punished again.
That you have with reparations, this resistance that you have, if that isn't dealt with, you're going to run into problems and more.
Hold on.
So this resistance, last point that you have with reparations, this resistance that you have, if that isn't dealt with, you're going to run into problems in more ways than one.
Thank you, Vicki. And
okay, so Vicky, he has met with Vicki Dillard to talk about reparations and things of that nature. Well, we do know that he wasn't elected, but he is serving right now as a advisory person or decision person, as you all saw, that comes with the COVID situation. Okay, so it's just hold on. I'm trying to get the one where hold on. I might not can find it on this one because I don't want to hold the live up. And if I can't, then, we will come back another day and actually, have a conversation about it. Okay. So moving on to the next thing. Last but not least, y'all. Let's go ahead and get on it. There is no sense of delaying it. There's no sense of delaying it. Let's get on it. Here we go. Clear.
We're following some breaking news. 3 former Memphis police officers have just been found not guilty on all charges in the state trial over the beating death of Tyre Nicolas.
The jury reaching that verdict on just the second day of deliberations. Let's get right to NBC News correspondent George Solis. He's been tracking this. He joins us now. George, take us through the verdict and the reaction inside the court.
Yeah, this verdict was unanimous over the course of 2 days after a trial had started back on April 28th. The jury coming back and delivering a not guilty verdict for all of the 7 counts in this indictment. They are as followed. The most serious, of course, being that second-degree murder charge. You heard the jury there saying not guilty for Demetrius Haley, Tadarius Bean, and Justice Smith. On count 2 for the aggravated assault act in concert, not guilty. For count 3, aggravated kidnapping, not guilty. Count 4, aggravated kidnapping, not guilty. Count 5, official misconduct. And then count 6, which was another count of official misconduct, both not guilty. And then count 7, that official oppression charge, also found not guilty. Within the courtroom, you saw a number of hugs that were taking place, obviously, from the officers. They're the former officers, their elation on their faces after this verdict was read. Again, these 3 officers still face the prospect of years in prison after they were convicted in federal court of charges last year. Again, these are for the state charges. Some more reaction coming in forthcoming. We are waiting to hear from attorney Ben Crump, who we understand also put out a statement shortly after this verdict was read. We'll go ahead and get that to you. We have not heard at this point if there's any reaction from the mother of Tyre Nicolas, who was one of the state's witnesses in this case. Very emotional, again, during this trial that began back on April 28th. Pretty quick turnaround when you consider how much this jury was charged with going down this list of charges. 21 counts between the three officers overall. But again, at this hour, the 7-count indictment, the jury coming back finding not guilty for all of these charges. And again, we'll wait to see what the sentencing is for those federal charges. Again, this story is developing over the course of this case, guys. I should note there were 21 witnesses brought in total, the state only bringing up 5, including Tyre Nicolas' mother, defense bringing 17 witnesses to this case. Again, reactions still forthcoming, and we're waiting to see if the former officers have any reaction post this verdict, guys.
So these police officers so far will not be charged with what I'm about to show you now, okay? And before, because don't get me wrong, my father was a police officer. I have cousins that is on the police force. I have another cousin that used to be a sheriff, so I'm not anti-police. Don't do that. I'm anti-bad police, okay? And hold on, let me show you something. Oh, I mean, act right. I have to put stuff on this computer. I don't know where this is coming from. Okay, here we go. Okay, hold on.
Obviously, thanks.
What the heck? Hold on. I said stop. Y'all done pushed this 5 times and it's still going. I hate this computer. Really, really hate this computer. Okay, one moment. Excuse me. Hold on. I'm bringing it up. Okay, here we go. I'm going to cut that. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I pushed it and I don't want to work. If this don't come up, then I'll go ahead and go to another channel because I'm not going to keep on waiting on this. Hold on. They may have moved these videos. I think they've moved these videos because all these videos is actually doing the same thing. Okay, at least I know this one is talking. Let's see.
This is important. Number one, we're going to show you this video because you pay for the police. The police work for the public. They work for you. If you're in Memphis, they work for you. They're supposed to protect and serve you. Your tax dollars pay their salaries and their union benefits. And so they are public servants in the most basic sense of the word. And when they do something that seems to violate in every way the idea of protection and service, the public that pays them has a right to know what they're doing. We have a right to public disclosure about what they do. This is somebody's child. This is somebody, a mom and a dad's son. This is somebody's dad. This is somebody's friend and brother and cousin. And we're going to show you this video with the warning that it is violent, but it also is a depiction of the kind of police violence that normally happens outside your view. And the speed with which you're it is not the way it normally goes down when police are involved in killing someone. And so it's all unusual. These are all Black officers.
All right. On the ground. You don't do that, okay? Get on the fucking ground. Get on the ground. I'm raise your ass. All right, I'm on the ground. Lay down. Please stay on the ground. I can tase you. Get on the ground. Lay down. One. Now, taser. All right, okay. Turn your bitch ass right back. Break your shit. Okay, do that. Turn the fuck around. Put your fucking hands behind your back. Bitch, put your hands behind your back. Okay, stop. I'm gonna knock your ass the fuck out. You guys are really doing a lot right now. Bro, lay down. I'm just trying to go home. Man, if you don't lay down. I am on the ground. Put your hands on your stomach. I got you. Swear. Okay. Stop. I'm not doing it. Stay. Oh, shit. 2938, where it rains at Ross. Taser was deployed. Suspect is running down Ross.
Young male, black, slim build, blue jeans, and a hoodie. Southbound on Ross, where we last saw him.
That's supposed to be where it started at. But he was already on the ground. I don't really understand. I don't really understand why they had to kill him. And mostly I don't understand why he's actually how they actually, well, they still might get some time. They still might get some time from what I understood, the cops and everything. But yeah, I just really don't understand. I just really don't understand why they did him the way that they did him. And then at the fact that, you know, let me see, hold on. And let me see. Let me put them in there too. Sorry, y'all. I'm having to edit this while I'm talking to you guys, so I will not forget to add people. Let me see. Add WREG News. Okay. I got them. And what was the other one I just did? American Press. Associate Press. Okay. Oh, and Vicky Dillard. Vicky Dillard TV. There we go. Okay. Just want to make sure I cover all my bases because I don't want nobody coming back and flagging me. This is the last one.
Testimony is coming from a former officer who was on the scene that night. Former Scorpion Unit member Emmett Martin was the first officer to see Tyre Nicolas in January of 2023.
Today, he took the witness stand in the federal trial of Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith. Our WREG's April Thompson is live at federal court. And April, plenty of people have been waiting to hear what Martin has to say about what happened that night.
They have, especially since now that he is testifying against the other three officers. And one thing that we continue to hear Martin say in his testimony, we lied and exaggerated to justify what we did.
Emmett Martin, a former member of the Memphis Police Department's Scorpion Unit, describing the deadly encounter that led to the unit's demise and Tyre Nicolas' death. Martin testifying for the prosecution in the federal trial of Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith, laying out how he was the first to see Nicolas speed up to make it through a red light and gave chase. Martin admitting he didn't know how fast Nicolas was going, but that a chase for a traffic violation was against MPD policy. It would be the first of several policy violations, Martin testified he and other officers committed that night, describing how he, Demetrius Haley, and Officer Preston Hemphill surrounded Nicolas' car, yelling, "Get the expletive out of the car," and "Get on the ground. I'm going to tase your expletive. Martin said Nichols was never resisting and there was no reason to tase him, which Hemphill did. Martin said,
I told y'all he wasn't resisting. I told you. Here we go.
As by the time they caught up with Nichols, who managed to run away, Tadarius Bean and Justin Smith had him on the ground, hitting him with a closed fist. He said Desmond Mills took out his baton and started hitting Nichols 3 times on the arm. And that was against policy since Nichols was not a threat. Martin admitted he should have stepped in, but instead, he said, I punched him in the face 5 times with a closed fist. When asked why he did it, Martin said, I was mad. I was already on edge prior to even getting there. We tried to get him in custody and it wasn't working. He ran and that's what happened. Martin said Helly delivered a vicious kick between Nichols' torso and head. Martin said he also added to the kicks, saying Nichols' body jerked. He admitted kicking is not a trained police technique. One thing Martin maintained, out of all the officers on the scene, no one told the other to stop or pull back. By the time their Lieutenant Dwayne Smith showed up, he says no one mentioned the punches and kicks they had delivered to Nichols, saying if they did, they would have been charged. Instead, they told him Nichols was high, something they didn't have evidence of, and that he was driving into oncoming traffic and got out of his car swinging. Martin saying they had to justify his actions to justify theirs. Martin also testified to a code that was a general understanding. I'm not going to tell on them, and I know they're not going to tell on me. Not going to put them in a situation where they get in trouble. It was an understanding. Basically, we did what we needed to do. I wasn't going to tell on them, and they weren't going to tell on me.
And Martin saying a lot here in court today. Bear with me, if you will. Martin also testified he gestured for Mills to take off his body camera because he didn't want it to catch what they were saying after the beating, saying it was common practice to remove the camera, leave it running on the car. He'd seen other people do it, so he did the same thing. He also said the assault report the department wrote up for him, since Nichols was trying to take Martin's gun, what he said happened, was also full of untruths, as well as Martin's own response to resistance report, even down to the lack of information they gave dispatch and EMTs and first responders about Tyre Nicolas' injuries. They never told anyone what they did. Right now, Martin is still on the stand. He is being questioned by the defense attorneys. Now, they're bringing out how Martin is getting a substantial assistance in his own case for his testimony here, and how he never mentioned Tyre's first question to officers that night they pulled him out of the car, saying Nichols never told them, saying Nichols did tell them, why y'all always expletive with me. Martin says he didn't mention it because no one ever asked. Reporting live for News Channel 3, I'm April Thompson.
I just wanted to share that with you all, since they said that right now the police officers, at least right now, are free. They wasn't charged and everything, but they still can be charged at a later date because of something. So just keep your ear to the street. Remember, y'all, this is, I try my best to be as open and honest as I can with you guys when it comes to stuff like this. So, I just want y'all to know that we need to make sure that we always pray for our sons and stuff, y'all, and pray for the men that's in our life. And nowadays, women, because some of these police officers are very corrupt, okay? Thanks.